Hi, and welcome to your morning yoga flow. Let's begin this full body flow standing at the top of the mat. And we're going to take a moment here to go inward and connect to the breath. Start by opening up your feet, spread the feet so you can feel your contact with the mat. Be grounded in the feet from the hips. Join the palms together and let your head balance up on top of your spine with the chest and the shoulders open. Take a slow breath in, like you could breathe down towards the pit of your abdomen. And let it out. Set your intention here for your practice. Bring your arms to your side. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come into a flat back, elongate your spine. Step your left leg back into a lunge and lower your knee down. Lift your navel, and as you inhale, come up, raise the arms. Exhale, pull the elbows into cactus position. Inhale, reach up, look up, join palms. Bring hands down to the mat. Step back, downward facing dog. Take a slow breath in through your nose and let it out. Press your right big toe mound down. Raise your left leg up, inhale. Exhale, step your foot up to your thumb. As you inhale, come up onto fingertips and lengthen in your lunge. Then step your back foot forward and fold. Roll yourself up to stand one vertebra at a time. Inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Look up and lengthen. Exhale, step your right leg back into a lunge and lower the knee down. Roll the buttocks down to help lift the front of the pelvis as you inhale, reach up. Exhale, pull elbows into cactus and expand your upper chest. Now back bend the upper back, look up and reach up, palms together. Hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Slow breath in through your nose. Slower breath out. Let the mud start to settle. Be in the body and feel your breath. Inhale, raise the right leg up. And as you exhale, step your foot up to your thumb. Inhale, come up onto your fingertips and lengthen. Exhale, step your back leg forward and fold. Roll yourself up to stand. Inhale, spread arms and reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Now drop your hips back, and as you inhale, lift your navel, come up into chair pose. Exhale, fold forward. Plant hands, step back into plank position. Lower slowly into chaturanga, knees down or legs straight, depending on your upper body strength. Now inhale into low cobra. Press the tops of the feet, roll your heart open. Hold there, or upward facing dog, as long as your lower back is healthy and doesn't bother it. If you have a sensitive lower back, I recommend staying in cobra. Stretch back into downward facing dog, glide back. Now step your right foot up by your right thumb. Turn your back heel down for warrior one. Hug your right hip in and inhale, come up. Reach the back of the pelvis down to help lift through the front. Hands down, step back, and lower into chaturanga again. Knees down or legs straight, your call. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. Stretch back into downward facing dog or child's pose. Step your left foot up for warrior one. Turn your back foot down, heel down, toes turn in. As you inhale, hug your hip in and lift up. Exhale, bring the hands down, step back, and lower down into chaturanga. Inhale into cobra or up dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Reconnect to the breath as you hold. Bend your knees and look forward. Step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale into chair pose. Bring hands to prayer and twist to your right. Hook your left elbow to your knee. Change sides. Come back to chair pose. Stand. Bring hands to prayer and step your right foot back. About 4.5 feet if you have longer legs. Spread your arms. Turn your legs to the right. As you bend your right knee, come into warrior two. Inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, change sides. Reconnect to the rhythm of your breath. Feel your breath, just like we started, the intention of the breath to move all the way down to the pit of the abdomen. And feel the full 360-degree expansion of the rib cage as you're breathing. Come back up. And as you exhale, change sides. Left leg turns in a little bit, right leg turns out. Bend the knee, bring your elbow down to your knee and reach your arm over. If you're more flexible, place your fingertips on the outside of your foot without closing your upper chest. And hold. Come back up, straighten your leg, and reach into triangle pose. You can have hand on shin, ankle, or floor. However deep you go, make sure that you haven't rounded your upper back to go that deep. We want to feel that the breath can move, especially through this area, the pranavayu. Press into your feet and come back up. Turn your legs to the other side. Bend the knee, bring the forearm down and reach your arm over, or hand on the outside of the foot on the ground. Inhale, come back up. Straighten your leg. Let the hips turn to the left slightly as you lean out over your leg. That will help so that your pelvis can tip, so that you don't get that click in your hip. Press into your feet and come back up. Step forward to the front of your mat. Press down into your left heel and hug your right knee up to your chest. Then open your knee to the side and either hold here, working on opening your hip while balancing, or you can attempt to take your big toe and reach it out. But just remember, we want to keep everything open and stand tall. If you lose the mountain pose quality of the pose, then you can just go back to bent knee. Bring your leg to center. Hold here and take your arms up, your legs straight out. Now cross your ankle over your knee. Bring your hands to prayer. Sit back like you're sitting into a chair. Hold there or tap elbows to shin, keeping a flat back. Hold there, or more experienced practitioners can put their hands down and practice leaning into flying pigeon or going deeper into the stretch. Go towards your edge in the pose. Come back up to stand and release. Change sides. Hug the left knee up. Open the leg to the side. Hold there, or take big toe if you did on the other side. We want to apply effort to open up and to move towards our end, but find a sense of calm and ease in whatever you're doing. In each of the postures, we should look for a sense of equanimity. Now, bring your leg to center, arms up, legs straight out in front of you. Cross your ankle over your knee and go towards where you went on the other side. Elbows to shin, or just working the flat back, deepen the stretch, or hands down. Flying pigeon, the shin just gets hooked up in the arms and you bring your heel up like so. If you want to learn more about the arm balances, I'll put a link to the whole arm balance course. Release and come up to stand. Join your palms together. Reconnect to your breath. Slow breath down into the pit of your abdomen. And let it out. Now let's come into an arm balance that is more attainable for most. Bakasana, the crane pose. If you're not practicing balancing, you're just going to practice hanging out in the squat position. Might look more like this. Wherever you're at, be there. If you have a deep squat, you can lean into your arms into Bakasana, go ahead. Then release, back to your squat. Put your hands down, step back into downward facing dog. What are we gonna do? Oh yeah, let's do dolphin pose now. Set the elbows down onto the ground and come up. Hold here or raise your right leg. Change legs. Set the knees down. Come up onto hands and knees and step your right foot up to your right thumb. Hold here or reach back with your left hand for your foot. You can go upright on the shin or hand down onto the ground, depending on what you feel gives you a better stretch. I did the morning mobility class right before this one, and I'm feeling like I move so much better after that. Like, I'm gonna start doing that from now on. That morning mobility class, that thing is no joke. Maybe I'll put a link if I remember. If I had an extra 10 minutes, I would throw that baby in. Release and change sides. So if you're not able to bind, you can just stay with the hands down. Forgot to mention that on the other side. My bad. Remember, we don't want to force. If you don't have this degree of knee flexion, don't force it just because I'm doing it. This isn't no pain, no gain. If there's pain, there's no gain. Trust me on this. Don't go into pain. And release. Now come to tall kneeling, hands on your hips. With the hands on the hips, roll the buttock flesh down so there's a lift in the front of your pelvis, and wrap the front hip bones together so there's a spread on the sacrum. From that position, draw the energy from your lower back up into your middle back, and from your middle back up into your upper back. Hold here for 5 breaths. Or back bend and put the hands onto the heels. Release that. Lie onto your belly. If you have a sensitive lower back, clasp your hands behind your back and lift up into Shalabhasana. If your lower back is healthy and you'd like to work on deepening your extension, you can take your feet like so and reach the shins up and back bend as much as you'd like. That same pelvis adjustment here helps to decompress the lumbar spine so that the burden of the extension isn't all in the lumbar. Release whichever one you're doing. Now take your right arm out to the side and plant your left hand next to your chest. We're going to roll and open up into the shoulder. Depending on your shoulder mobility, it might just look like a half twist. It might also look like your foot going all the way over to the ground. Release whichever variation you're doing and try the other side. With your right hand next to your chest, either roll halfway or all the way. Release that. Come to seated. Sit in Dandasana with your legs stretched straight out in front of you. Hug your right knee into your chest and cross your ankle to the outside of your left knee and wrap your left arm around as you twist. Release and change sides. Release that. Lie down onto your back. Hug your knees to your armpits or take happy baby. And release. Come to shavasana, corpse pose. Take a moment here to consciously relax and let the body drop into the mat. Let go of the tension in your legs. Let the hips drop. Let your shoulders relax. Surrender to gravity here. Let go. Bend knees and roll to your side. Press yourself up to seat. Join your palms together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you. Namaste.